Hey, how's it going, guys? Hope everything's going well. You guys know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Okay, it's been maybe 3, 4 days since I've done a video. I've been running around. A lot of things have been going on. And I saw a few videos about this Investacard company. I think they've been in business for maybe a year or so. And I believe they have an eBay account. And I did notice Vegas Dave and him did some sort of talk where Vegas Dave was pretty much ripping him apart based on his idea that these two YouTubers were also talking about. And I think it was Neo and Sports Card Anonymous. And they just ripped his idea into pieces. And I'm going to examine the Investacard model and my thoughts on this. So, Investacard, what they do is they give a cash advance for a card. Now, this card is not worth that much. It's a PSA Verlander. I just have it on my desk. And suppose, I'll just give an example. Suppose this card was really in high demand and this card cost maybe $10,000. I'm just throwing this out there. So, suppose you have a card that costs $10,000. What they would do is they're going to look at the comps and give you 60% cash advance. So $6,000. The caveat is you ship the card out to Investacard. And what they will do is they will store it in their vault. They give you the cash advance. You get 6 grand. You have to pay that off within a 16 or 26 week term. And there's obviously some interest. And they said that the interest may be volatile based on market action. So we don't know the exact interest rate that they're going to charge. Regardless, if you want to look at maybe 15%, okay? So and it's $6,000, okay? So do the math. 15% of 1,000 is what, 150 times 6. So what is it? 300, 600, was it 900? So close to $1,000 in interest that you're going to have to pay over the span of the lifetime of the duration. So if you look at that, the thing is, you need to pay on time, and if you don't, there could be consequences. And a lot of people say that this is gambling, and I do agree that this is gambling because suppose you get that 6 grand and you have to make the payments on a weekly time frame. By the way, weekly time frame. They're doing on a weekly time frame because of cash flow and also in case the person defaults, they just want to make sure that they're covering their end. So it's not, in my opinion, in favor of the individual that's buying, or not buying, but the one that's paying the loan or cash advance, whatever you want to call it, to Investacard. Investacard, in my opinion, is definitely taking risk, but they have the advantage as of right now in somewhat of a bull market. And I think the only way someone could make money is in an environment like 2020, where cards after March 2020 kept on going higher and higher and higher and higher. So suppose someone got $6,000 and they had to pay it off in weekly increments. They could use part of those funds to technically gamble in a card and then recoup more profits. And they would pay off the loan, and then they could have the decision to get their card back, and on top of it they would make profits. That's in the year 2020. We're in the year 2021 where you can still make money, but it's much harder. You have to look at player performance to see whether you're going to make good money or not. So suppose you have player X, and player X is supposed to throw 300 or 3,500 yards. Instead, He throws over 4,000 yards. He's the MVP winner of the league. He wins the Super Bowl. You could potentially double your card on a PSA 10 rookie refractor of this quarterback. There's no doubt about that in my mind. But it's hard to determine who is going to be that guy that exceeds expectations. There's a lot of cards that are priced in expectations wise. We're thinking, okay, this guy is going to throw X amount of touchdowns, X amount of interceptions, so on, so on, so on. 2021 is definitely a trickier market than 2020. And sure, people have made money. There's no doubt about that. And there have been slowdowns as well. So, in terms of Investacard, I believe that Investacard right now has the advantage over the customer. Now, people are saying that this is like a pawn shop, that this is wrong. And in my opinion, Investacard technically is taking a lot of risk here too. Investacard, what they could do is they could give a cash advance on a non-liquid card, but what happens if you see a situation that we saw in the summer of this year where prices just tanked? You had, I believe, Jordan PSA 9s went from maybe $70,000 to $80,000 to under $20,000. And suppose Investacard gave a cash advance of maybe $40,000, $50,000 and the person defaulted and couldn't pay up the money they were given, then Investacard is on the hook for that card where the card price crashed. And I believe Vegas Dave was telling the owner of Investacard about this. If you're in a bearish market, you're going to have a lot of problems. And you could end up going bankrupt over this if you have many cards involved in this scheme. So when you have these new companies out there, it may seem interesting to try to take a stab at it, but I don't feel comfortable doing this. I don't want anyone holding my cards, especially my expensive cards out there. I mean, just look at what happened to PWCC. PWCC right now isn't going bankrupt, but they got kicked off of eBay. And yeah, they're having their new platform, but at the end of the day, what happens if PWCC or any other company that has your card goes bankrupt? Who owns that card in terms of bankruptcy? I'm no lawyer or bankruptcy expert, but if I had to take a guess, I believe the asset would go to the creditors, the individuals that loaned company X or company Y the money. And I just don't like that fact. You wouldn't get your card back. That's why I don't want to keep my cards at a vault. Sometimes people may go to a bank. I get that. Sometimes they may buy their own locker. I understand that and keep it in a safe. Now, and it's in their possession. I totally understand that. But at a vault in a company where if they go bankrupt, you're in big trouble. That's why I don't want to do this. I don't feel comfortable sending Investacard my card because what if they have troubled times and then they have my card and they're like, sorry, we're bankrupt. We can't give you back the card. And I don't want to deal with that. And suppose they had hundreds of thousands of dollars loaned out they couldn't pay. The creditor would be like, okay, give me what's in your vault, and we'll go from there. Or a bankruptcy judge may say that. That's why I don't want to deal with Investacard, to be honest. I'm not saying they're going to go bankrupt. I'm just saying maybe 3 years from now, they may have all of these problems. I think a lot of companies are going to have problems. And I've hinted at why companies are going to have problems. I'm not going to mention again in this video. Most of you guys probably know where I'm coming from. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are on Investacard. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below, guys. Thanks. Bye.